Hi, this is Adelaide Prince. You can call me Lady, and this is my video interview. When you were a kid, who did you want to be growing up? I originally wanted to be a scientist. I was in love with being outdoors. I loved plants, anything that could move and breathe, I would try to catch. I just was so interested in biology and anatomy, all those kind of things. And then middle school came around, and that idea of a career path changed for me. I ended up falling in love with math because of my math 8th grade teacher, Miss Merrill. She not only helped me understand math, help it click in my brain, but she helped me found a new love for it. I ended up deciding that I wanted to do a career that involved math because of my newfound passion for it. So I decided to combine sciences and maths together to do engineering. Also, I wanted to be like her because she was a strong individual who adored math, who loved STEM. She loved all those kind of things, and looking up to someone like that, a woman who was doing that, was very encouraging. So I wanted to be like her. I didn't want to be a math teacher, but I wanted to be a strong, independent female in STEM like her. Give an example of when you had to work with someone who was difficult to get along with. How did you handle interactions with that person? So currently I am part of a project with ESO, which is Engineers Serving Others. The project is Lincoln Elementary Sensory Garden. We are building a sensory garden for Lincoln Elementary. We are designing, budgeting, and building the garden for the school. I am the group leader of the project. One of the individuals during our design process wanted to bring in consultants to the project to help us with the design. I am very open to new ideas, new people, and to the creative process, but because I wasn't aware what was fully going on because of this person was trying to take on this leader position, as well as bringing people I wasn't aware of, that became a problem. So I approached him, talked to him about what are the pros and cons of inviting these individuals onto the project, and then from there we talked about how it's great that they wanted to be a leader in this, but I was voted into the role, and it's my main responsibility to make sure that this project goes well. I told him I was encouraged by the idea, and it was a smart idea, but it needed to go through me. So we talked about that, we need to communicate more, and that he can come to me about anything, about any ideas. Like I said, I was very open to it. They're all smart, intelligent people, so they all deserve to be heard, and they were chosen to be on the team because of their skills. So after that, we ended up inviting the consultants onto the project, as well as our working relationship got immensely better. What are the 3 things that are most important to you in a job? First and foremost, what's really important to me is opportunity and variety. I adore new people and new ideas, new experiences, all that. Growing up, when I tried different art media like painting and sculpting and photography, every time I came onto a new media, I ended up enjoying art more, and I wanted to be more involved. I wanted to learn more about art. The same goes for meeting people. In 2 summers ago, I got to go to Italy for a month with the engineering college. The reason why I chose that was because it was a new place I've never been to. It was a bunch of new things to learn, and then new people. I didn't know many of the people on the trip, and that was a worthwhile experience. I loved the architecture, the history, the culture of Italy. I got to help build an app that would increase tourism and accessibility for the town of Arezzo. And then in the end, my relationships with those people got so strong that one of them became my roommates. And so that was a wonderful experience. And it was because I put myself in a new place, in a new atmosphere. And I, again, love doing that to a point where I realized that that's what I needed in a job. Another thing that is important to me in a job is having a group. I am a team member. I love being around others. I enjoy when we can use our best skills to strengthen the project, the task, whatever it is at hand. As well as whenever there's responsibility for a group member versus an individual. For a group, you're not only responsible for yourself, for your job, you're responsible for a whole team. They all depend on you. So I think that drives me to be not only more responsible in that task, but to do it to the best of my ability. Because if it was just for myself, I would do it to the best, but I definitely wouldn't have to worry as much when I don't have others to depend on. And lastly, what I also care about in a job, what is really important to me, is having a challenge. I don't want to come into the office every day, do the same thing, in the work field, do the same task every day. I want something that makes me think, makes me be out of the box. I enjoy being a creative person, and I want to be able to do that. I want to come to work and have something that makes me, question different ways to solve the problem, whatever it is at hand. Just give me something that drives me to come to work. Give me an example of an occasion when you use logic to solve a problem. This last year, I was in a numerical methods class. The class was applying different numerical methods using a MATLAB program. It was really cool getting to learn about a MATLAB program and how to apply that with math, as well as using the code in general. We had a project, and there was a group of 5 of us, and we were coming across that we didn't really know how to start the project. Our professor gave us a sheet of paper with all the things that needed to be in that code, in that program, to make it run. So we would all look at it, and we just all got kind of jumbled brain. We didn't write anything down. We were just trying to talk it out loud, and we realized that that was not going to solve our problem. So I stood up and said to the group, hey, why don't we try writing this down on a whiteboard, going through line by line, step by step, and seeing if we can solve a problem out there, get out all our ideas, and then from there try to debug the code. Doing that really helped us solve the problem. We were able to each line figure out what was the code to say, how debug each line, because if you debug a code once you already make it, it's harder than debugging as you're going through the process. As well as we're all visual engineers, I would say are all visual learners, and so seeing something visually and trying to solve that problem versus trying to talk it out, it just makes things simpler. So that was a huge big thing for me to help solve that problem for our group, and we managed to get 100 on that project. So that was very exciting and a good experience for me. And then, what was the first thing you've ever designed? Currently, I am doing a role with Engineers Club. We do different kind of activities, and one of the recent activities I got to be a part of is the engineering homecoming float. I got to help design the homecoming board. So we have not only a float that goes around campus, but we have a wooden board that stands in the main area of campus where students walk around and get to see what our theme is. So I got to design the board. I got to draw out the idea, present it to the project team, and then I got to paint it with group members, and then we got to present it. It was a really cool idea. We were Thor. That was our theme, was Asgard, and so my idea was to incorporate Kyler Murray, who was originally our quarterback, and make him look like Thor and have him sitting on the Rainbow Bridge and other parts of Asgard, and that was an amazing experience. I've always been very creative. I would say that on every project I tried to do a lot of the creative tasks, which is maybe designing the PowerPoint, or when I was younger, creating the science fair boards. Anything that was creative I can get my hands on, that was something I did. So that was the first big design I ever did, but I've always been involved in designing. So thank you.